back, everybody. We're in the round of 8. Optimum Esports versus Bloodytech EU is taking place right here, right now on Smite Game. The Smite World Championship qualifiers are right here. This is week number 5, and surprisingly enough, Optimum Esports is 20th seed. They made it this far into the round of 8.
They did, and from what I understand, at the same time, Bloodytech looking really good this week. I mean, if we have a quick look at the overall standings, I5 were in 4th position this week, and if Bloodytech win this one, they're going to come out with definitely more points, and possibly, if they can get the final, they could take 4th spot away from I5. So this is a big game for Bloodytech in the terms of this one. Bloodytech going to be on the right-hand side of your screen, and Optimum are going to be on the left.
That's right. Definitely a strong showing between these two teams here. The bans are not surprising. Aphrodite is banned out immediately this time around. Poseidon's going to go away. That still leaves Scylla. That leaves Hercules. That leaves Hunbots. That leaves all these top tier picks that people really want to get a hold of. Hercules is kind of the big one here. Hercules, Hunbots, the two H's that you really want to pay attention to and see if they make it through. Hercules has to be banned out here by Bloodytech. Doesn't necessarily have to be banned out by Optimum because they do have the first pick. So there's Hunbots being banned out. It's got to be Hercules at Bloodytech. I don't imagine they'd let it through.
I don't think they will let it through overall. I think you would expect to see a Hercules ban here or a Thor. I mean, they'll leave Thor on the table as well. I mean, Thor's not overkill, but at the same time,
What's it going to be? Bloodytech.
Got a few seconds left, so they're thinking hard at the moment.
If they don't ban Hercules, it's going to be picked. And so they have to kind of develop a strategy around that and just realize that they're going to have to deal with Hercules in the early stage. Now, Hercules is not, too strong, overpowered, broken. He's just good. And so you really have to just kind of give respect to him. Agni banned out here, so we're going to get removed. I was surprised to see them not get rid of the Mercury here as well. So across the way, they're going to get Scylla. Agni gone. And Poseidon gone. That's going to be a really big pickup for them. They're going to get Hercules immediately, no thought there, and Junquei immediately, no thought there either. Thor's still available. Apollo's still available. Yeah, some good picks here.
I mean, Thor's been highlighted over as well. He said during the banning said. I mean, going back to Junquei, he did get some changes to his recalled demons, which means he doesn't get knocked back or slowed anymore, which has made a big difference in his ultimate capabilities because obviously he can run around throwing out his ghosts everywhere and causing issues. And then Ra also picked up now for Optimum Esports, so that's going to be their solo lane.
Kumbhakarna.
And Kumbhakarna has once again been blocked in by Bloodytech.
So Geb is still valuable here. Bach is still valuable. Sobek this time around. Now we do know that Optimum has a bit of a tendency towards Sobek, so not really all that surprising. Now back over to see what the ban. They're going to ban Artemis.
It's obvious ban. Yeah.
So those two get removed immediately.
Mox is a really good Artemis player.
But he's good at a lot of things. Artemis is top, so I imagine. Okay, so they're gonna default to Apollo after that. So Artemis was targeted straight at Mox. Fex says, surprisingly enough, banned out the Agni let Scylla through. We know he does actually play a very strong Scylla, a very strong Agni as well. So I'm surprised to see him, let those two get away from him. He's gonna pick Junquei in response. Now back over to Optimum Esports. They have 2 selections to make. They need a support player. Or a support role, and they need a hunter. There's a lot here. I mean, Sendu Kong, Geb, Bacchus. They also have On Her. They have AMC. They have a lot of things they can pick up here. And with a lot of protection from Thor, Scylla, and Ra, they definitely have some good choices.
They're hovering Sun Wukong right now. I mean, Sun Wukong's still viable as the support role. He did take some hits, but overall, I'd be surprised if we don't see a Geb. Geb, he's great against Kumbhakarna. And yeah, as you said, Neith as well. Neith is a great pickup if they choose to do that. In that lane, it'll work well with the combination of teams, and that's what they're hovering at the moment. Neith, you called it, and there's a Geb as well being hovered over now, so we're finally going to see Optimum Esports lineup. I really like the Geb pickup because it deals well with Kumbhakarna. Take into account,
Mercury.
He can throw the shield on and cause some issues. No.
It's got to be Mercury here.
Thanatos! Oh, please.
Thanatos.
Please, come on, EU. Bring it out.
Mercury is just a better pick for them as far as their lineup goes. Thanatos can work, but he just has such a hard dependency mid and late that it's hard to make it work. Now, he's very good early. One of the best early junglers in the game, in fact. His damage burst is there. The heal is there. Good clone sign. And it actually gets him out of the fight.
Thanatos. They've gone for it.
I guess so.
We'll see
how it works, right?
Well, look at Optimum Esports team. They are very squishy. Apart from Geb, everybody else is pretty squishy. So in the early game, if Dover can get himself snowballing, and we're talking about Dover here as well, Drybear. Like last week, we saw him play Fenrir.
That's right.
And he did really well on Fenrir. He carried his team and did some great plays on it during the early stages. If he can do the same sort of early game aggression that he did when he was playing Fenrir on Thanatos, then Bloodytech are looking pretty good. I mean, I like their team composition. The Thanatos one is the only one sort of out there. But with the changes to Warriors, this is where you're going to start seeing more assassins picked up.
That's right. And I think one thing that really they have to be careful about on Bloodytech's side is that there is a lot of damage on
Yeah,
Optimum Esports and gank potential as
there
well.
is.
The rollout from Geb is going to allow him to clear the distance, get to the mid lane very quickly. Neath ultimate plus the Scylla ultimate is always a fun combination. If I'm playing Scylla and I have Neath in my back pocket, I always love that combination. You get the ultimate off of Neath. The second it hits, you can see it traveling across. Bam, right there. There's the ultimate. Get a big burst, get a kill right off the bat. So characters like Junkwe, who are also quite immobile and don't have the CC immunity
Yeah.
on his ultimate either, going to be pretty easy for Scylla to abuse there. And solo lane, it's going to be Hercules versus Ra. Ra has a much better matchup against Hercules than, say, Aphrodite, who had a lot of trouble last game. So Ra's going to have a lot more of an easier time, especially with Thor from support. Anytime Hercules commits, Hercules is not a highly mobile character himself, and so Thor's going to be having an easier time landing that ultimate, coming from above and landing down on top. They do have Frezzy on Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna has been working so well today. He's
Yeah, he
been
has.
such a great pick for every team we've seen so far. So I think, honestly, as things start, all eyes are going to be on the jungle. We have to really see if Thor can get a good early game, because if he can over Thanatos, that's Thanatos' claim to fame. His claim to fame is early. If he can get ahead early, if he can do the damage early, if he can do well early, he is very strong. But his mid and late is comparatively very weak, and so you have to really be careful. If you're not being effective early, you're not bringing enough to the table.
And then when you look at Optimum Esports team, I mean, Scylla and Geb are both very late game before they can really be really effective, especially Scylla on damage and Geb for his control ability available to him late game. His laning phase is weak, as is Scylla's. So maybe Thanatos is going to try and exploit those weak early laning phases from those gods and see if they can actually push this one through. And then on top of that, if they're focusing Thanatos down, then the Ghost guy is going to be running around laughing, as he's just throwing out free damage on everybody. You're going to have to deal with Fexes as well. And then on top of that, you've still got Kumbhakarna there throwing out yawns.
That's exactly right. They have a lot of comp potential on both sides. Actually, a pretty strong lineup between the two. More defense on Bloodytech, more full damage on Optimus. So a very razor-thin lineup between the two. I'm excited to see what's going to happen as we get into this match. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Bloodytech versus Optimum Esports, the round of 8 matchup for today. After this will be the semifinal round. Let's see how this turns out after a brief break. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the round of 8 today. Optimum Esports and Bloodytech EU are going head-to-head to see who is the better team for this weekend and who's going to make it into the semifinal round. Optimum Esports, the blue team, the bottom side of the map. Radio is going to be on Gab in the support role. Plasma is on Ra in the solo lane. X-Frosty on Scylla in the mid lane. And Norwegian Nerd on Neath in the hunter role. And of course, last but certainly not least, it's going to be Thor in the jungle.
And Frezzy's going to be playing the Kumbhakarna for Bloodytech as we see them trying to invade here and look for an opportunity. Radio's going to back out there. Fex says he's right behind him on your screen right now, playing that Jean-Quay in the mid lane. Dover as Thanatos in the jungle. And what else have I missed? I've missed Moex on Apollo. And finally, Thor Modex is going to be playing Hercules in the solo lane. So quick lap around the jungle from Bloodytech. They're looking for a possible pick with their early game damage available to them. Nothing going to come of it though as the wards get placed in favor of Bloodytech, and you can see Radio's just going to quickly nip over there and throw it down, just giving them vision of when they're going to start that blue buff.
Yeah, they're going to be able to spot that one out. Whether or not they act on it is the question. Looks like they're going to be going for the mid camps first. Back over towards the damage buff is going to be Thor, soloing that one out himself. As far as the starting items, nothing really too surprising. Both hunters going down the road of that Gauntlet Rush. I love it. It's so fast.
It's fast, but then you get the gold so quickly that you have to recall so early in the game to go back and get it. I feel like there might be a better start that's available to me. I still think Death's Toll and Gauntlet's 1 because you get the health potion. Because if you get hit in lane, then you're going to have to back because you're not going to have to sustain to stick around. That's my big issue with it. It's very, very aggressive in that lane. If you get a warrior in that lane, it's going to cause you a lot of issues.
Well, it's a no-brainer on Neath. I mean, she has the unravel for the heal. She has the
aggression
coming on the left side. There's the dash, and Neath going to backflip away looking for a root. Kumbhakarna is level 2. Does he? Yeah, he actually went for the dash first. Good Spirit already, both of them together. There goes the hit, the shockwave. Neath taking so much damage here, but she will have the ability to heal it back up.
Well, she's not got the ability just yet. She needs to level to 3 because she took backflip as well. So at the moment, she's going to have to stay that low and use the lifesteal from the Close Gauntlet, the 10% physical lifesteal, to try and keep her in this lane. You've got to watch out because Fexes and Fezzy and Moex will not give up a second if they can help it and keep that pressure on. There we go. Once again, forcing the backflip. She's doing a good job for the time being. But that's what I'm talking about, these Dev Gauntlet 2 rushes. I feel it's a bit dangerous. That's how I feel.
Now we're pushing up here, Scylla in the mid lane, taking a little bit of damage from Zhonghui to start. Vexez has a little bit more control than you'd imagine, although Scylla does have a little bit of trouble keeping the push alive. She's heading into the jungle right now. Instead of trying to push the wave, she's going to stack this one up. There goes the Crush. The Crush looks like it's going to miss. Nope, going to hit all 5 minions there. She's going to lose 2 minions, 3 minions, 4 minions, and 5 minions. All 5 minions lost for gold gain there. For those of you who don't know, if a tower strikes a minion in any form or fashion, that minion is no longer worth any gold. So Frosty losing a little bit of gold there on that wave.
Yeah, quite a bit overall. That's what you need to do early game against Scylla. Push her into tower and force her gold income to be a lot lower. You get the experience from it though, so you will be able to keep up in levels, but it will affect your gold income, and that can have a big impact on the medium to late games if people do fall behind significantly from all the early game pushing.
Left side we see have Geb and Neith grouping up here. Make sure this wave gets cleared out. Apollo has already gone home and finished off his Devourer's Gauntlet, as well as picking up a ward and a mana potion. So he's going to be clearing out that early vision, helping with the vision control that Kumbhakarna is going to be bringing to the table as well. So Apollo should be super safe in this lane. Not only does he have Devourer's Gauntlet for heal, he has the ultimate for escape, but he's going to have the vision from his own personal ward. So beautiful and very safe play from Moex.
Yeah, already as well. To have a little look at Bloodytech solo lane, Hercules already picked up the weakening, creeping curse. Make sure he can start slowing down that Ra in lane. Obviously, Ra's passive does allow him to increase his movement speed when he casts abilities. Going to look to shut that down, as we can see Hercules and Thanatos going to meet in the jungle here momentarily. Dover is already level 5 though on that Thanatos, so expect to see him take to the sky sometime soon. Looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, see if he can go for it at this point. Seems to be safe. Right side, Ra getting jumped on here by the Hercules. Let's clean this out. Level 6 on Ra, level 5 on Hercules. The minions are now being cleared out here. There goes the level 6. So a slight lead by Ra to start. Definitely controlling this lane very effectively. Mid camps are starting up there. There goes the block from Thor. Looking for Kumbhakarna. There's the Crush as well. He's going to dash away though. No reaction from Optimum Esports. They're going to let this one slide. They're being very safe early on.
Yeah, they really are. And talking about that, the solo lane again, the reason Ra's ahead ever so slightly is because Thanatos stayed in lane a little bit longer to make sure he absorbed more XP there overall when we did see Thor transition out. And that's why Thor's ever so slightly behind in terms of experience right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit, and it's going to kind of pan out a little
bit
more.
Catch back up with this
Looks like Ra's actually going for a Warlock Sash here. Very safe, so it doesn't look like Herc is going to be gaining any ground early on, especially with Thanatos. Especially with Thanatos in the jungle and him having Warlock Sash. I don't know if Soul Lane is a good place for Thanatos to start. And speaking of Thanatos, we talked about the picking stage. He needs to be an early game presence, and he just hasn't hit that yet.
Yeah, and as we said, the one thing about Optimum's team, they are kind of squishy on the squishy side. So Ra going for that Warlock Sash will give him some extra health to be able to survive and keep himself sustained as much as possible. I really do like these Warlock Sash pickups.
See Neith priming the ultimate here.
What's she going for?
Start looking
Who's
at
she
like
after?
going to the mid lane, Thanatos, and then right side possibly. Kumbhakarna's on his way over here as Gab's trying to zone out the Apollo for the time being, pushing it up here right now. But this just in, ladies and gentlemen, Team Solo Mid has lost to Elo Fishers in the round of 8. Team Solo Mid is defeated before the semifinal round. Zimstar subbed in for Lobster and went 0-10. Team Solo Mid, ladies and gentlemen, is out of the tournament for today, not even making it to the semifinal round. If you're a fan of TSM, give them your support now, but we will not be seeing them for the remainder of today. We won't.
Elo Fishers, though, doing work this week so far, Dry Bear. It's going to be interesting to see them moving on to the semi-finals. That's going to be big for them. So it's going to be a mix-up in the top once again, more than likely. Going to be 2 different teams in the finals because obviously Cloud9 and Worth are in the lower bracket, so both those teams won't make it through to the final at least. We'll see how this one plays out. But in the meantime, we're in Bloodytech versus Optimum. At the moment, the gold and experience is marginal, both in favor of Bloodytech, as you come to expect because of the the experience, and they are rank 20 Optimum in this one. They did just beat I5 though, but
that's right.
Rank 20 team coming into this.
Seeded 20 on that, not really something you'd expect to see happen, but at the same time, certainly deserving on the side of Elo Fishers and the side of Optimum Esports. I mean, we've seen a lot of great teams come out today and play very well. Thor on the left side of the map, and the blue buff's just being sold.
They're going
up in the air. Look for the dunk here from above. They're going to dunk down. Look at Thanos. Thanos would be a great target. And there goes Thor. The hammer goes back. Big burst, but it gets up into the air just in time. Geb wasn't paying attention there. That knockup was needed a little bit sooner, so Thanatos could not prime his ultimate. So unfortunately enough, Geb was not in position to get that start. Thor did the best he could, but Kumbhakarna was not the choice there. That was easily Thanatos' kill.
Yeah, definitely. If Frosty would have rotated it over ever so slightly, one crush, and that would have been enough to pick up that kill. Just couldn't get there in time. And Frezzy has to use the blink there because he nearly got himself caught out of position, rotating for that mid camp that's going to go to Optimum. On the right-hand side, we're going to see Fexez taking away that one. So mid camps go even again, and it's still all tied up in 0-0 on the scoreboard. All towers still standing.
Side Neath is kind of pushing up here, make sure these minions are dropping down. Here comes Geb from the side, knocking Apollo forward. There's the dash, interrupting the shockwave actually, and they're going to head on back towards their tower. As far as the itemization goes, Hercules has picked up his Stone of Gaia up against the Ra. Ra has gone for Warlock Sash, so this is probably the most boring lane you're going to see today.
Nobody's going to die in that lane unless a jungler does interfere. And with the two junglers in this game, Thor and Thanatos, then, you know, we may see some pickups there, but we'll have to see as that one plays out. Because at the moment, they're just going to smack each other in the face a bit and both heal up quite nicely as time goes on. Meanwhile, back to the duo lane, and Norwegian Nerd is taking quite a lot of poke from Moex there. Should be able to sustain back up now that he's got the Devour's Gauntlet as well. So 8 minutes in, still no, sorry, 7 minutes in, still no first blood on the cards. Both teams playing this one very close to the chest right now.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of close to the chest, Kumakarna wants to chest bump one of these minions here to
start
off.
There he does.
There goes the hit. The Groggy Strike going to slow them down just a bit, but nothing just yet. I'm surprised. Thanos up in the air, looking for the dunk on the right side. Going to go down to a Raw. There goes the Sun. Death side. The silence comes out here. Big burst. The Rock comes out. Hercules going to have to finish this one up. His Dover takes a lot of damage. Needs some more, but can't get the Searing Pain. Huge turnaround. Hercules goes down the right side. At the same time, on the left side, we also do see a kill going down onto Neath. Neath and Hercules trade lives across the board, but Benetos didn't have the damage necessary. Huge pickup. That was first blood for Bloodytech. Look it up on the screen. Let's watch that replay to see how things went down here. There goes the kill on the left side of the meme. We're going to jump on top. Neath, Apollo up in the air, jumping down from above. He's going to go for the kill. The damage is going to be huge. The dunk is going to go through. One more shot will do it. As she tries to run the ground, roots with the ground. There goes the hit, dashing away. That's the kill you didn't see there. But a big pickup there. First blood goes out. Optimum Esports and Bloodytech answer at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, the blind as well by Plasma in that lane was huge because he blinded Hercules, and Hercules just was like, who am I hitting? So he started whacking the tower. He wasn't aware that he wasn't hitting the Ra. He was hitting the tower. Immediately, Thor comes in to help secure the kill. Great combination of skills from those two to make sure they pick that one up on the right-hand side. But Optimum, they're showing why they've made it this deep so far, why they beat I5. They're doing work so far this tournament.
I hate to say it, but if that was Mercury instead of Thanatos, they would have got the kill there. The relocation of the special delivery would have been able to clear it out. And honestly, we haven't really seen a very strong swing for Thanatos. Thanatos is currently the lowest farmed on his team, not the lowest in the game, given the fact that you know, they do have a pretty decent lead here on Bloodytech. Look at the difference. They have 2,600 gold in the lead. This is due, of course, to the Gold Fury and the control of the jungle camps and the minion wave so far. Mid lane is doing very well.
We've been channeled.
But big ultimate there coming up from Neath, but there's no real follow-up at all. I mean, they could Thor hold, but not much here.
Yeah, I mean, as this game goes on, Thanatos really needs to get himself involved. At the moment, he's just become a farmer in the most part. But meanwhile, in mid lane, Radio getting himself caught out of position here. There's the Thanatos dunk coming in as well, and the damage from the two. I don't know what Radio was thinking there. He rotated in behind the team, but no one was really there to back him up.
Apollo, left side, looking for Neath, up on the chariot above. The skies come down, and there goes the kill, burning the TSM logo into the ground. Rest in peace, TSM, for today. But good pickup there by Moex, forcing back Neath. Neath just stuck around a little bit too long. And honestly, you know, he just doesn't seem to have the propensity to just get back to his tower and let the gold go. And Moex is punishing him for it.
Yeah, and take into account, you know, even if TSM are out of this tournament, the skin will live on. TSM will at least probably be played in the later stages with that Apollo skin being available right now. Sanjo getting aggressed on again, has to pop the beads under the tower. Moex going to tank the tower for the most part, has to dip out of that one, as you can already see Gab rotating around as well. And the touch shift. Meanwhile, in the solo lane, Plasmas has been aggressed on. Nice knockback into the combo from Thormadex, but they've not got the damage to kill Plasma right now. There's a snipe. Not going to hit onto Dover though, so Dover's going to be fine for the time being, but not really having that big of an impact, is he?
Oh, Thor dunk down and miss the dunk on the left side, looking for Mugs. The hammer hits the backside, but doesn't actually teleport on it. He could have Berserker Barrage that kill, but didn't want to commit too far. Right side, we see Rod defending his tower up against Hercules and Thanatos in the jungle. Thanatos heading home here. What will he purchase? He's going to be looking to pick up. Actually, he's going to go for the mace first. Looking for Jotun's Wrath, I would imagine, to start early on here, just for the CDR reduction, realistically. But definitely the penetration making a big difference for him. As far as the hunters go, we do see Norwegian at 4,700 gold across the way. Moex is at 6,000, so it's a 1,300 gold void between the two hunters individually.
Yeah, really big, and already Moex is nearly finished off. It's probably going to be an execution. It could be a Chinsei's as well. So we'll see which one he chooses to go for, because obviously with this patch, the Hunter builds have been interesting to say the least in terms of what people think is going to be the best build order. At the moment, though, Optimum having to defend the blue buff because Frezzy's over here looking for an opportunity. The rest of the team starting to collapse. Dover is here as well. So this one, if played correctly, could go well for Optimum, but Bloodytech, but Optimum quick to respond. Frosty rotating over as well, so nicely done from them to defend their own blue. Sanjo's going to start it up, and the positioning is anyone's right now.
Anyone's to grab, and honestly, the gold difference is getting a little bit out of hand to start here. 3K with just a single gold Fury. It's 1,500 raw. The raw gold difference is always going to look at. Oh, the hog steal from Clueless! He just walks in, Frezzy, just like, oh, this is a blue buff? Thanks. Thanks for the free blue buff, and then leaves.
Thanks for the blue. Yeah, cooldown reduction on Kumbhakana as well means those yawns are up a little bit more often, and his epic uppercut doesn't have that big a cooldown anyway. But the extra it will give from that blue will definitely help him out. He'll love that blue buff as the tower getting pushed in by Moex. We've got to watch out because Radio's rotating from behind. Doesn't manage to land the rollout though, so Moex just going to do a little circle and continue on his way farming.
Looks like they're rolling out here, looking for some kind of follow-up. After that big lead they have now, Damage going to hit Neat and Geb together on the left side. Moex just playing so incredibly well today, controlling this lane 2 versus 1. Very, very effective. Look at the damage of the damage. He's just exchanging blows. There's the root, though. Almost escapes the Cataclysm. Go up in the air here. Might even turn around. Is he looking to get greedy? He's looking
to go for it.
Looking for the Geb. The Geb shield's going to beat it. Then he goes to knock the roll out the damage. Neat ultimate being primed up. There's this shot. The damage is coming out. The shockwave takes him out. And greedy is as greedy does. Apollo goes down.
Yeah, Moex just playing too aggressive there. He had this situation to back out. He'd forced a Cataclysm, which would have been great for the next Gold Fury coming up if it wasn't going to be up in time. So he could have just backed out of that situation, chose to engage again, and obviously did not respect the duo lane of Optimum enough there. I think he will do next time round, though, if he's going to make a play like that.
We're going to see him grouping up a little bit on the right side of the map here. Optimum Esports looking to force back this solo lane. Ra looking to stack up that Warlock Sash. And honestly, it's pretty close, I would imagine. 100 stacks total on the Warlock Sash, but he finished it about 4 or 5 minutes ago. So he's getting about past the halfway point, I would imagine. Nando's going to the jungle here, trying to invade here on Thor, but nothing to be grabbed up. The blue buff is there, though, so we'll see if they can get it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and start on it. I mean, Fexes has pushed up mid as well. Thor's going to the sky, though. He's going to look to try and come in. The blue's already down. Goes and engage onto Hercules. He's going to immediately pop the healing, and Thanatos takes to the sky. Who's he going to drop on? He's actually going to drop it to the rollout, but obviously with the immunity from the rollout available, Hercules is in trouble again. Gets out of danger, and everybody disengages. Blue buff goes to Bloodytech, and once again, another win for them.
We group it up now on the side of Bloodytech, looking for some invasion here on the right side of the map. Geb is in the jungle here, Scylla by herself in the mid lane. Surprised to see a lack of aggression on Scylla in the mid lane, or a lack of aggression in general from Bloodytech.
All the teams,
I mean, with Thanatos on your team, I'd imagine they'd just be wanting to dive the mid lane over and over and over, but they really haven't done much of that.
I like this call from Bloodytech now, though. They've started the Gold Fury. There's no wards giving them away here, and the new Geb was on the other side of the map due to ward giving them away. So will they take it in time before Geb notices? It looks like they will do, but will there be any power back? Blink comes out from Radio, not in time to get it, and that's a free one for Bloodytech. Nice transition from them, being aware of where the support was.
We're going to see on the right side, Ra is pushing this lane up as Hercules leaves to just get some farm in the jungle area, or even rotate towards the mid. A lot of pings coming out from Optimum Esports trying to just spot out the fact that Hercules is over there. Dennis has gone home. He has finished off his Jotun's Wrath. That CDR and extra penetration is there. Initiation on the Geb. Epic uppercut in the air, doing some damage. There goes the root. Cataclysm comes through. Good root for the Neath as well. Cataclysm. No fall, but the rollout's going to come through. Thor's up in the air, though. Nope, he's actually in the jungle.
It's fine for the time being. I mean, that was a trade for a trade overall. Norwegian, though, he did pop his sprint, looking to try and pick up Frezzy, who tried to lazy back. Nearly cost him his life there, but going to back away for the time being. Nice stun coming out again from Thor with that wall. Bit of damage onto Dover once again. But big shout out to Fexes as well in that mid lane. Like, he's so far ahead in terms of gold against Scylla, and that's because he's been pushing to tower, as you said, over and over again, denying gold wherever possible.
Let's see, left side, under fight, Serenade. Shots being traded here. Neath looking for a shot. She does have the Unravel. I'm surprised to see you're not using it just yet. The heal plus the attack speed slow would be enough. Thanatos is up in the air looking for the distance. Can he find it? Apollo's up in the air as well. It's the globals from above. The sky is crashed down, and there goes the double dunk on Norwegian Nerd, taking out mid camps here on the right side. The rock comes out, hitting Scylla. Ultimate is available, looking for the damage.
Monster.
Oh, the card of the dash.
Nice
Usage there.
Rezi does a great job of escaping, waited for the right opportunity for when he knew the Ammo Monster was going to drop, and now she's in trouble in mid as Fexes pops the ultimate, goes crazy with those ghosts. Who you going to call? As you can see, Thor coming in, trying to stop it. It's not going to happen, though. And now he gets knocked back again. Nice combination from Hercules into the epic uppercut. Is he going to go down? Looks like he will. The root comes out. No, the hammer's going to save him for the time being. Thor survives for now, but the group up from Bloodytech in mid. The snipe goes out. Not going to be enough to take out Rezi. Continue putting the pressure on this mid lane.
Awesome damage here on Hercules, forcing him out of the tower range. Thanos now going to the jungle here. Try and force it. Oh, a little bit late on that one. It was going to be very close. Now, we do see actually a Divine Rune being picked up here by Zhang Kui, going up against the Ra is going to be big. The Neath as well, so definitely some healing between the two. Going to be preventing a lot of that with that Divine Rune. But, you know, honestly, I'm a little surprised to see him rushing it so quickly, given the fact that Ra really hasn't been part of the team fights just yet. And so he would have been better off picking up more damage. Neath ultimate there on Thanatos. Damage from Ra. Neath ultimate going to land on Hercules instead. The damage might be enough to finish him off. He's going up in the air. Actually does not get the basic attacks are enough to take him down. Thor from behind.
Hex in trouble.
The block needs to be perfect. There goes the hit. Oh, the drive strike back in the tower. Beautiful play by Thorm, and he's going to be getting out alive.
Yeah, Thorm did the right thing, and now it's Fexes' turn to rotate over immediately. The hammer comes out defensively. Is he going to tower dive? No, he's going to choose not to. Scylla was rotating over as well. But one thing we've not really noticed as well, Drybear, is the fact that I think Zhang Kui is a great counter to Scylla because of the fact that you can sustain back up that burst damage. You can put out as the aggression goes out again. Moex is in trouble. Has to jump back out. Siren Pain misses as well, so he's going to be okay for the time being. But that's going to give Neath a bit of free farm in that left-hand lane. Maybe should be able to get some tower pressure on there now that Moex did rotate over. He's already recalling back.
There goes the push on Neath. I mean, honestly, she has nowhere to go. She contributed the ultimate, and she doesn't have any way to fly like everyone else seems to be around her. But she's going to push this tower the same. Yeah, she can, you know, she gets some air time. It's good. She has some hang time, you know. Yeah, it's something.
And then Kumba can give us some air time too with the epic uppercut.
She can help. She can help.
Kumba's nice like that. You don't have to
be up. Oh, Apollo up. Double dunk time.
The root missed.
Oh, there's the hit. Nope, on the depth.
Oh, that combo.
Damage there. There goes the hit, and that's going to be enough. The stun was too much for Neath, and she was pushing, and Bloodytech didn't like it.
Nope, they didn't. And you're going to see Fexes, once again, Frosty trading in the middle lane. Fexes is the one coming out on top once again. Once those recall demons come out, this tower in mid lane is going to drop anytime soon. And that's just the consistent pressure that Fexes has put on this tower in mid lane over and over again from the early start. And there's not a whole lot Frosty's been able to do. He should have the wave clear now, though, to deal with it. But he's just going to be able to poke it down and sustain back up. Fexes doing great work in mid.
We see Gab on the left side, defend this tower from this onslaught from Apollo. The Gold Fury is about to respawn. The Fire Giant is still available. Bloodytech's going to be looking to take that if they get the opportunity to. 6,000 gold in the lead, 6,000 experience in the lead. Bloodytech is doing very well for themselves early on, but do keep in mind, this carry potential from Optimum Esports is phenomenal. They have Ra, Scylla, Neath, and Thor with Geb initiations and control. A lot of damage potential there. And also keep in mind, Geb's ultimate is percentage based, and so the later the game goes, when people have higher HP pools, the more damage it realistically does. And so they're going to have a strong late game showing, but Scylla's got to survive that in the beginning. Oh, there goes the hit. Scylla holds it big so well. Apollo going down there, now looking for the hit. Kumbakarna, epic uppercut. There's the dunk on top of Zhang Kui, forces him away. There goes a recall. Demon Scylla gets out of the fight. Thanatos and Hercules are late to the party. The heal from Ra is going to be huge here, keeping everyone alive. Kumbakarna, oh, Thanatos up in the air. Look at the dunk, looking for Thor, gonna find it. There goes the kill. Killing spree for Fexes, but a killing spree for Frosty as well. Searing Pain hits Thanatos. Now the follow-up on Hercules might be enough. The crush hits the ground. No Earthbreaker. The Geb shield is doing work there. Driving strike gets prevented by the cripple. The root, the damage. The rock is out. The driving strike comes through. He can't get the hit. There goes the root. Neath and Ra together take out Hercules, and because of the root cripple from Scylla, Hercules will fall.
3-4-1 in favor of Optimum there. They came out on top. Big shout out to Radio with that great cataclysm that caused a lot of issues for them, allowing Scylla to land that big I'm a monster that caused a lot of issues for them, and already the spam going out for wards, and the Gold Fury is being pinged right now by Optimum saying we need to get there quick. There's already a ward there from Bloodytech, so they knew what was going on in case they did try and rotate over, and now Ray's going to throw his own down here.
Now you're going to kind of control this here. The Gold Fury area is, I mean, honestly, it was. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. The late game potential for Optimum exceeds that of Bloodytech. And if they start to group up, Bloodytech's going to fall behind. Keep in mind, Zhang Kui is there. We also have Thanatos. Both these characters not that great going into the late game. Zhang Kui is just going to be damaged. That's it. But he hasn't really built for it just yet. He got the Divine Rune to start to slow things down. Thanatos, of course, also has a little bit of problems going into late game. The slowest rollout ever seen in the world there by Radio as he gets rooted to the ground by Groggy Strike. But, you know, honestly, if Optimum Esports can play this out and wait long enough, they can definitely take the late game from Bloodytech.
Well, take into account Bloodytech, they have Hercules and they have Jean-Qui. They're very sustained fight focused with those two gods available to them, because obviously they do a lot of damage, but over a period of time where Optimum is all about burst, and against a Jean-Qui and a Hercules, that's where you need to take them down, is burst damage. Thor is looking, but he's just forced to reset for the time being of the Gold Fury that Bloodytech did start. Meanwhile, though, Hercules split pushing that right tower, so should be able to pick this one up before Rock can even rotate over there and take it. So another nice decision from Bloodytech, forcing them to defend the Gold Fury while they take that right-hand side tower and even up these towers on the map.
And honestly, if they were paying attention to the mini-map, they would have known Hercules was over there, and the fact Thor was up means they could take that gold period for free.
Yep.
Starting up here from Bloodytech, they're going to wait a little bit longer, a little more concern here. Rock went over to defend the right side. Geb ultimate coming out. Scylla ultimate coming down. There goes the damage. There's over there. Look for the dunk. Jean-Qui ultimate is huge. Execute on Neve. This is going so well for Bloodytech. Thor goes down as well. Apollo's over there looking for the dunk. Not going to find it, but Geb is all alone. I wouldn't even chase him. I would just go straight for the tower. Don't even go for the support here. They're trying to take him out, but they're going to go for it. There goes this, the sleep, the root might be enough. Roz coming from behind, but he's so very late. All his friends are dead. The fire gen's available. They can rush and take it right now.
I think that's why they wanted the support. It looks like, no, they're going to recall, actually. So I think that decision overall, I agree they should have rushed down a tower instead, but they chose to take out the support. If they were going to go straight fire giant, that would have made a lot of sense to me in taking out Geb before he could get himself involved in that one, especially with their hog just being used to secure that Gold Fury. So Bloodytech did get the Gold Fury there as well. And it does look like they're going to go for a very late fire giant. The respawn times on Geb, 13 seconds. Have they got the burst to do it in time? Can Optimum stop this fire giant from being started?
You know, they can. Because Bloodytech was so late at it, they have an opportunity, but they're not going for it. They're going for Harpies.
There's no ward.
Neith is going left. Neith is going left.
They've got a ward.
She's not even going that way. They know they're over there. Again, a lack of awareness here from Optimum Esports. There goes the fire giant for free again. Oh, Thanos is up.
Thanos is up.
Do they want Raw? Is it chicken dinner time? Are they going to have chicken for dinner? There goes the kit. The damage coming on top of Plasma, forcing him away. Steering Pain going to come through. That's a desperate attempt, but nothing going to happen. He's going to go down. Now this is all Droggy Strike. There goes the Sleet. The Mighty Yawn. Cataclysm from Gab. It's not enough to save Scylla. Scylla goes down. Double kill. Optimum Esports is throwing this away. Thor's up in the air. He has nowhere to go. No idea what to do. He's going to steal away the movement speed buff. Gab is forced out. Neith is still split pushing. She has nowhere to go. This is not worth a tier 2 tower, and she's so far away from getting this. I don't understand what Optimum is doing. They just threw this game away.
It looks like they're in really bad shape now. Bloodytech are in full control. Neith still not recalling at the moment. Chose to back and change his mind. He went for the blue buff. He's going to give away the Phoenix. They could look to end if they knew where those two were. They'd probably end here right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can go for the mid tower, they can go for the mid Phoenix, they can go for left tower, they can go for the left Phoenix. It doesn't seem like Optimum has a real emotional attachment to their home, because they're just letting people plunder it right now, and they're not trying to defend it. Apollo going up in the air. He's
going to go for Neith. He's going to fight up.
We're going to get a duel. Way to get out. This is going to be a 1 versus 1, but Paul has the advantage. Here comes the dunk from above. Damage is huge. She's going to look for the root. She needs the root. Apollo, does he have a beads? He has beads 1. It should be active, actually. There goes the hit. 1, 2. Good root. Purification beads right away. There goes the kill. Neith just traded her life, 4 of her teammates' lives, 2 towers, and a Phoenix and a fire giant for 1,500 gold.
Yeah, I don't agree with the decision made. I mean, I can see why he was thinking, look for the split push opportunity, because he can't get involved in fight if he's already on that side of the map. But sticking around as long as he did, I mean, you know they've got an Apollo on the team as well. Apollo can rotate over. Thanatos could even get over there if he really required to as well. So didn't work out well for Optimum there. They got that tower in the left-hand lane, but they've got to deal with the right-hand side consistently pushing in now. And Optimum have got the work cut out for this game. The Fire Giant's still available for Bloodytech. Only 1 tower left standing in terms of Optimum, and that's on the left-hand side, which you'll probably see Bloodytech start to group for now, especially with the Gold Fury going to be the only other contested thing on the map for the time being.
We're going to see them kind of clear out the jungle, get as much farm as they can for the time being, and now we're going to be kind of waiting for a reaction from Optimum. Again, Optimum does have an opportunity to take this game back. They have the carry potential, but they're going to have to bring it together in a very meaningful way to deal with it. They have to turtle very effectively, and they have the tools to do it. Geb is a good delay character. Rock can keep everyone alive. Neith can clear waves very effectively. Neith is very effective under tower. She used the broken weave spirit arrow combination to clear wave after wave after wave. They have the tools. They just have to play it very, very closely. Oh, Mighty Yawn, Scylla, she's going to try to get away. Neith's going to away. She's going to do it. Then it's up in the air, though. Oh, she's standing still. The dunk execute. Frosty goes down. Thor's up there. Not going to let the stun. There goes the wall blocking Thor's entry. He can't get into the fight. There goes the damage. Rod's going to go down. Vex is going to clear that one out himself. Geb is back to the base. It's a 3-0 exchange. The Phoenix is going to fall down. The Titan is all alone in the dark. Both of the Titans here are standing here very close together, holding hands as the darkness descends upon. Bloodytech is being true to their name. They are bringing blood to the battlefield here as the Titans under pressure. There goes the Initiator Geb. The Berserker Barrage is there, but Thorny's been carefully taking too much damage. He might be dropping so low. Dober popping the each damage. There goes the damage. Titan's going to take out. Dober goes down, but there goes the Titan in his place. The hand of death has brought it down onto the Titan in his stead. Bloodytech takes it 17-7 after 26 minutes and 43 seconds of game time. What a wonderful, wonderful performance by Bloodytech starting out here. And again, I got to give a shout out to Optimum. They came out to play today. Now, honestly, they're 20th seed. They weren't even expected to come. They beat I5. They weren't expected to come this far into the tournament, but they did on their own merits. They deserve the shout out. Give it up for them in chat. Optimum Esports making it for a 20th seed team to make it all the way to the round of 8 is amazing, and they deserve every ounce of your respect. And very, very clearly, they have some things to work on. But honestly, after coming out today, I imagine they're going to spend the rest of the week, and just practice.
Yeah. I mean, all they have to do is look at that game and see where the mistakes were. Generally, it's the shot caller in mid to late game is what they need to work on a little bit. Other than that, things worked out okay for them. Like, they got pressured early in the duo lane, but handled that really well, especially against, like, Frezzy and Moex, who are really two dominant duo laners together, and they've been together for a while now. You know, they did a really good job overall. So really big shout out to them. I hope they come back next week, and hopefully they'll get even deeper.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? I mean, we've seen so many upsets. Worth last week. We saw, you know,
TSM this week, I5 this week.
That's right. TSM knocked out. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We talked about that. TSM got eliminated.
TSM got out in the quarters.
That's right. Very, very big upset there. And it's amazing. And so going to the semifinal round, as far as the brackets stand right now, we're going to see a bit of an update here. Elo Fishers defeating TSM. They're going to the semifinal round. They will be facing off against Optimum Esports. In fact, this is Bloodytech. This is the most highest seeded semifinal we've had all year. This is 9th seed Elo Fishers versus 5th seed Bloodytech in the semifinal round. These are not the teams that we see every single week. A big upset here. And so guaranteed either Elo Fishers
one of them is in the final. It's crazy.
Or Bloodytech is in the final. That's right. I mean, Bloodytech is making the bronze, but Elo Fishers hasn't made it this far before, so they have a chance to go to the semifinal or to the finals this time around. But we still have to see if it's going to be C9 versus Worth. Who's going to win that one?
Well, C9 versus Worth, I mean, whoever wins that, they're the big ones to take down this week overall. And the fact that those two are in the same half of the bracket really messes things up in terms of points given out this week.
That's right.
Really excited to see this one. So it's going to be ELO Fishers versus Bloodytech and Cloud9 versus Worth Gaming. Worth Gaming and Cloud9 is the one we're going to watch next. I'm Hinduman. Alongside me is the Dry Bear. I'm not sure which way. I've not got the camera up, so I can't tell, but yeah. And we will be right back with the next game. Cloud9 versus Worth.